Well, obviously, it's another short week. We haven't actually trained yet. We trained tonight and then trained tomorrow. So last time I saw the group was when we got off the plane from LA and Houston, and everybody was very tired but very happy with the point. And so looking forward to tonight and looking forward to build on the next game, which is obviously against Portland, which will be a good one.
Yeah. Billy, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you, Billy?
Doing fine. I just had a quick question. With the success the team has been having recently, and your position with the team, has any talk been made about making it permanent?
I'm really not in a position to speculate, to be totally honest. Whatever the club decides, I am fully on board with any decision that the club makes and moving forward.
Okay, Theo, go ahead.
Hi, Sarah. Off the bat, just curious if, on all these short weeks, on all this serious time with these big matches coming thick and fast, have you had any time away from football? And if so, what's the way to disconnect?
Yeah, we did have a day off yesterday. The way to disconnect, watching other NWSL games, it seems.
That counts.
Yeah, to be totally honest, I did watch the games when we got back from LA, just as a fan, to be totally transparent. But yeah, I think again, just disconnecting. It doesn't feel like I like to work out, like I've told you in the past, but there has not been a lot of that. So yeah, just to be totally honest.
No, I love it. I appreciate the honesty, and that 2-2 Wave Portland game is very entertaining. Getting on the squad for Sunday, can you give me an update on whether we're going to see some rotation, fatigue in the group? And I know Michelle and Sophie, you kind of said Sophie's hamstring was very, very minor, but I know Michelle came off in the first half. So a couple of updates on there. And also, I see Kelsey is now done for the season.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kelsey is done for the season. There isn't any update. I think what we're going to do is we're going to evaluate when the group comes in tonight. I know there's been some general soreness, obviously, just with the travel, the short turnaround with games, the travel. Obviously, Michelle, we tried to squeeze as much out of her, like I said earlier, but making sure that it was in the well-being of her, and so we have to figure that out when she comes in and see how she feels. I think with Sophie again, we have to evaluate. I know there was some general soreness there when we got back, but again, we'll do that with everybody. And there's no real update, to be totally honest. It kind of depends when they come in, and we get injury reports, and nothing was really. There was no real concerns there.
Great. Another player on going on to minutes. Maka is the only outfield player not to get a single minute so far. Just curious what her role is in the team right now, and where you see her fitting in.
Yeah, Makame is still a very important part of this team. I think in terms of it's just a very competitive squad right now. We've had conversations. I've talked to her. We've done film. We've done extra training. And again, I think she's a very important member of the squad. And obviously, it's difficult, right? There's decisions that I've had to make that honestly sometimes keep me up at night because it's not very nice. In terms of when you're a head coach, you have to make tough decisions. And like I said, I've tried to give the players a lot of access to me in terms of kind of extra film, extra training, reasons why, and kind of just open that line of communication. But again, she's a very important member of the squad, and she will get her opportunity, and she just has to be patient and keep working hard like she is.
And last one for me, last time you played Portland, the formation was a surprise. It was, again, you didn't have time to necessarily practice it at Providence Park. There was still a lot of rush, which is a bit similar to this week. But do you feel like this game feels different, playing them for a second time? They know you, you know them. Is the preparation, is the general mood very different?
I mean, yeah, I don't really think so. I think the preparation is the same. Obviously, it was a surprise for them. I don't really, like I said earlier, we didn't really envision playing the 3-5-2 long term. It was kind of just a 2-game thing, and here we are. We have 2 different formations that we can roll out. But yeah, I don't think it really changes anything. Obviously, they know us, we know them. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to execution. You can spend hours on a game plan and hours watching film, but at the end of the day, it comes down to the players on the field and executing. So that's what we're looking for.
Cheers. Thanks so much for your time, Sarah, and good luck on Sunday.
Thanks, Theo.
Adam, go ahead.
Hi, Sarah.
How you doing, Adam?
I'm great. Good to see you, as always. Look, the longest unbeaten streak in club history, it sure doesn't seem like you're the type of person to read a bunch of headlines about yourself and about your squad. But I am wondering, what you've learned about yourself since being named the acting head coach. Maybe have you evolved at all? Maybe confidence grown at all? Can you kind of take us inside just a bit of this success?
I mean, I think the crazy thing about athletics is you just want to get a little bit better than you were yesterday, and knowing that you never really land, right? Like there's always, as a player or a coach, there's no kind of to-dar moment, if you like. But this industry is very results orientated, but I think like for me, I'm just chasing the yet and no one like trying to enjoy the yet, because we're just trying to all achieve our way to the unachievable, if that makes sense. And so I think it's just I've just tried to enjoy it. At times it's obviously it's hard. Sometimes you just have to have a bit of perspective on where things are. It's kind of hard to remove yourself and kind of look at because you're so like into it and you're so just trying to make everybody around you like kind of feel like they're you're just trying to make everybody around you better, and you're trying to be better yourself for everybody. And I think it's just been I do hope when this experience ends, whenever, if it does or if it doesn't, like I will hope I'll look back and just kind of look back and be proud, because right now I just feel like I'm still chasing the yet and still chasing the unachievable, if that makes sense.
It absolutely does. And I recall when we first talked to you after you did get the acting title, you told us you had to maybe check in with like an inner circle, kind of think about it before officially accepting it. I'm wondering maybe who you've leaned on through these past few weeks, whether it's players inside your own locker room, maybe somebody on the outside. Like you told Theo, it doesn't sound like you have a ton of time away from the game. Yeah,
I mean, I've definitely leaned on our players. I ask their opinions a lot. It doesn't always mean that's kind of the opinion I go with by any stretch, but I do like to get some insight. I am very collaborative. I've also leaned on our staff a lot. I've obviously had some really good coaches that I've learned from. Obviously, like I've said prior, like I haven't had the titles on my resume per se, which at the end of the day, like a lot of times decision makers make decisions based on your title on your resume, but I've worked for some powerhouses in collegiate athletics, and obviously I've been at the Dash prior, so I've worked with some really good people, and just kind of leaning on those people to lean on experiences through those people, but also calling upon people with the network that I have just for any insight. But at the end of the day, I think I'm here and our staff is here and we're boots on the ground, and at the end of the day, like we know what the team needs because we're here every day, and I think that's just also important to know. But yeah, just credit to our staff and our players who feel comfortable enough to come tell me when they have an opinion, which I think is really important for trust and communication.
Final one for me, and I realize it's the men's game, but you do have a ton of experience, whatever it is. Next week, we're going to find out if Houston earns the right to host the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Your experience with Houston and being around the sport, do you think there's any better site than here in H-Town to host the World League?
Let's do it. Why not? Why not Houston? I mean, why not? That would be awesome. Again, it's a city, it's a soccer hotbed, and it would be amazing for the city. And again, like you've got no better place like PNC, so I think it would be class.
Do we have any other questions? One sec. Leo, ¿tiene una pregunta? Leo.
No, nomás me metí aquí para escuchar a la profe.
Ya va a terminar.
To listen. Oh, that's fine. Can I stay here? Or?
Yeah, sí, se puede quedar. All right.
Oh, está esperando que le haga una pregunta. I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead.
So how important is Maria, and what is her role into your strategy or into your main plan for the Houston Dash?
Yeah, I mean, Maria is a special player, somebody I have really enjoyed coaching, and she's an integral part of this team. And again, I think she's done a job for us that necessarily doesn't always, it's not a flattering position to play wing back. It's kind of graveyard duty, if you like. And so, you're up and down the wing and nobody wants to run that much, but she's done a job for us. And again, she can obviously play multiple positions. She can play as a 9, she can play as a 10, she can play as a wing back. She can do it all. And so she's been a trooper in this period of time that we've had, and just really enjoyed coaching her.
Coach, may I the second? Because now I'm in a role. Coach, how beneficial or how detrimental is to build a team when you depend so much on Rachel?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think Rachel is a massive part of this club, and she's obviously been an integral part of the success over the 7 or 8 years she's been here. I mean, I think, again, like it's big shoes to fill, but we have players in this roster that are ready for their opportunity, and when they get it, they will be ready and they will take it.
A lot. Yeah, the mood from the team, I think, is overall really positive. Of course, we're never going to be satisfied with the tie, but I think that looking at the circumstance of, it's a quick turnaround and we're on the road at a really tough venue to play in, and keeping a clean sheet, I think that overall we're happy with that, and know that we can keep improving. And yeah, just really excited to get another shot this weekend, and then just continue this streak of positive results for us.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Adam, go ahead.
Hi, Haley, good to see you.
Hi, good to see you.
You were talking about the positive results. I'm wondering what you're seeing from Sarah. I mean, she's doing all of this with an acting head coach title. Have you seen her evolve in any way, maybe gain a little bit of confidence, or maybe it's working because she hasn't changed at all?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think, it's working because of just who she is, and she's sticking to, what she has proven works. I think that she's feedback oriented. She's always willing to change it up if needed. And she just, is really focusing on having that, I guess, gritty attitude about us. And that comes first before, tactics, before anything else. We have to have that hardworking mentality to continue to get clean sheets, and then also to just reach our full potential.
And my last one, it involves the Men's World Cup, but it's obviously something near and dear to your heart. This time next Thursday, we're going to find out if Houston is a host site for the 2026 World Cup. Spending the time here like you have and being a soccer lifer, I mean, why not Houston, right?
Exactly. Oh my goodness, that would be amazing. I think that, there's so much opportunity for the city and a lot of soccer fans, obviously. And so I think that it would be a dream come true to have the Men's World Cup be hosted here. And that would be awesome.
Go ahead, Theo.
Hey, Haley, I don't want to get you in trouble, but I was thinking if it could be Kansas City or Houston, but it can't be both, which one would you choose?
I would pick Houston because I'm here more. So I could benefit more directly from that. Definitely.
There you go. That's a big answer. Answer.
Yes.
Glad to hear getting some rest. Been a lot of football. I'm sure the recharging is very important. Off the bat, I just wanted to ask, it's been a minute since we spoke. Although we have spoken a couple of times this year. How are you feeling 7 games in to the season so far, kind of like evaluating the full 7?
As far as like collectively as a group?
Both collectively and you can talk about yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's been definitely not what I expected in regards to like we're playing a different formation, but I think it's been a pleasant surprise. I think that just having a little bit more, like we're backing ourselves a little bit more. I think that we have shown that we're versatile, and that no matter who's out on the pitch, we can put out a good performance and compete with the best of them. And I think that's 7 games in, that's been the biggest difference, is we're just like focusing on us, and not getting, I know Sarah talks all the time about it, but not getting complacent, with results we've had, and having just more of an expectation for success. And so, yeah, 7 games in, I think that has been, a real exciting thing for the group and for me personally. And then, yeah, from a more personal note, I think the shutouts have been, really rewarding for the entire back line and Jane. And obviously it's a testament to just the whole group performance, but especially for, the back 5, 6 of us that really take pride in that. It's been awesome. So yeah, it's been fun.
What's your kind of personal experience of playing in the back 3/5? Spoke to Ali a while ago and she was like, I've never done this before. Maria has very much kind of been thrown in there. What's the Haley Hanson take on that adjustment?
Yeah, I mean, I've also never played wing back, so it is definitely new, but I do think that I have the qualities to be an effective wing back, and I think, again, I spoke about it earlier in the year, but just being a little bit more threatening in the upper third of the field. But yeah, it's been fun for me to be able to be in a position where like I can really run free in a way. Like I just literally have full run of the pitch, and it's super fun. And I know Rachel joked in an interview a while back about like I'm the only one who likes to do that, but like it's true. So I've really enjoyed the new position, and I know that we might have to switch back to a 4-back at times, or like I said, we can be flexible, but I'm enjoying it while we're doing it.
I know I felt like watching you guys practice in California. I felt like you came across as maybe the feistiest person in training, which is either a title you can want or not want, and I apologize.
Oh no, wait, you were at the training?
I was at the training and I felt like you were really going in, which I always think is a good sign, but
oh my gosh, yeah, that was a tough one because I'm sure you saw me frustrated with Michael and him passing the ball in our drill. That was bad. But yes, I am feisty. But that's what makes it fun. Like it's always like I'm half kidding, but that's what keeps things, competitive and interesting. And yeah, I enjoy being that person.
I thought it was a good trait. And what I kind of wanted to talk about was, I saw on Twitter after you got booked for, I don't want you to necessarily comment on that, but thinking about like what is the way to be a good feisty player in this league, and speaking more generally, like I said, you don't have to talk about the incident, but what would you want this league to change so that like you can be a good feisty player? That's kind of what I'm trying to get at. Like I said, I don't need you to comment on that incident, but I know that was something that got you riled up.
Well, it's funny because I think that I think my personality isn't super naturally like argumentative. So like, I mean, I'm not going to go at the ref in the game, and I'm not going to, do the whole performative thing that, is effective for a lot of players. I'm not going to do that. But I think for just consistency, like, and I get that it's going to be different based on the game and what have you, but all we've really asked for as players is consistency from a ref. And like, I don't want to notice you during a game. Like, that's how you've done a good job as a referee, is that you've controlled the game, managed the game, and we're not really talking about it, right? And so especially when it's just so glaringly like poor, like especially early in a game, and you just quickly lose control. And I'm not saying that it's an easy job. I don't envy the referees at any level, but that's, I think, for just a little bit of feistiness to be able to exist without crossing that line, we just have to have consistency.
And kind of just following that up, what do you think would be the biggest thing the NWSL or US Soccer could do to get that more consistency there?
That's a great question. That is a great question. I think you just have to I mentioned it in my last answer, but just early in a game, like kind of setting the tone for like what's acceptable and what's not, right? And I know that that's, you know, kind of a general answer, but I think that as players, you know, we will adapt accordingly based on what the ref is calling and what he or she is not calling. And so, yeah, that's maybe one way that we could look at moving in a positive direction with that.
That's great. Thanks so much for your time, Haley. Great to speak to you, and good luck on Sunday.
Thanks, Theo.
If we have no other questions, there's one more from me, but I don't want to get ahead of anybody else. Okay. Haley, obviously Portland is an opponent that you guys have already faced this year. Can you just walk us through what are going to be some key figures for you guys to make sure you kind of get done in Sunday's match?
Yeah, I think going into Sunday, we obviously had a good result against them when we were away. And I think we all should be potentially expecting them to mix things up a little bit with, you know, I don't know what, but obviously they're going to be adapting from what happened a few weeks ago. And so I think we just need to continue to focus on how we can best impose our will on them, going with confidence and just, yeah, have every expectation to get 3 points, because we've shown that doesn't matter who we're playing, we are more than capable of doing that if we do everything that we know that we can do. So yeah, I think that's kind of our mindset, and not really caring that it's a short week, a quick turnaround. It doesn't really matter. They're in the same boat. And yeah, at this point, it's all about mentality and just will to win and put out a good performance again.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today, and have the good rest of your afternoon.
Okay, thank you so much. See you later.